All right, I need everyone to listen to me very, very carefully. I decided to record this because I would like other people who are not here to also be able to watch this later. And then I'm, of course, talking to you who's watching this as a replay. Today is from Dubai, the 23rd of September. In Nigeria, it's still 22nd. And there are 7 more days to the end of the month of September. 23 days ago, we had a talk here and everyone told me, my goal is to make this amount. My goal is to make that amount. And out of 30 days, 22 has been spent and we've got about 7 to go. I'm not sure there's anyone who has met the goal that they set from the income perspective. And I'm pretty much happy that we're having this conversation now, because I'm going to be teaching one of the lessons, or probably just say sharing one of the major lessons that I've learned in recent times. And that was why I kept quiet a bit at the beginning. Some of you thought I wasn't prepared. All right. Now, every achievement that a man has or desire to have will become a struggle if he has not achieved it already before trying to achieve it. I'll repeat what I just said. Every achievement that a man wants to have, I want to make $10,000 this month, September. Making $10,000 becomes a struggle if you have not made $10,000 already. If you understand what I just said, type 111. If you do not understand, type 222. Every achievement you want to have becomes a struggle if you have not already achieved that thing. So if you want to make $1 million, you'll be getting strategies, trying all kinds of ways, trying to do it and all of that. It will become a struggle for you, except before you start, you had already made that $1 million. Everything is created twice. The mental creation, the physical manifestation. I don't care what faith you have or for what you believe. If it doesn't happen here first, it becomes a struggle for it to happen. Right? So wealth in particular, especially making money, because money really is an access to life. Food that you would eat requires money to buy. Clothes that you would wear requires money to buy or to even make, then to buy. All right? The roof over your head, protection, everything you want to do that makes you a human being requires money to exchange for those things. That is why it is very important for us to make money. That is why making money is the #1 thing really in life. There is not even religion can't work well without money. You would not even be able to marry the wife of your dream without money. No matter how much you love a man, it will become sour when both of you are broke. So money really determines everything we do in our lives because it is the gateway to access beautiful things, sweet things, comfortable things, every other thing. Even trouble is still money. You need to get into trouble. But you will find it difficult to make this money. It will become a struggle to do it if you have already not made the money first in your mind, in your spiritual part. All right. So the invisible part of you must have experienced what you want to achieve, must have achieved what you want to achieve, must have seen, felt, enjoyed it before it becomes easy for you. How many of us played Super Mario when we were young? Please type Mario. If you had played Super Mario when you were young, I think it is one of the modules of that particular game. I think it's 8 in 4. I think it's 8 in 4, 4 in 4, one of those. It is those castles where you go to save the princess from the dragon. If you, there is a formula to where you go up, middle, down, middle, up. I think it's 4 in 4. Now, if you miss it, you will keep on going in circles till time catches you. The time catches up with you. So, those who have played it before, who knows how to count up, middle, down, when they are playing it again, they don't waste time. By the time they go 3 or 4 times, they had already gotten to the dragon. But those who are getting there for the first time, they will keep going and this thing is not finishing. They will keep on going and going and going and struggle until time catches up with them, and then time takes them out. When you have experienced something already in your spirit and in your mind, you have a memory. Remember, I talked about life is all about memory and information, energy and memories and all of that. So when you have not experienced something, you don't know the path to follow. You don't know the things to do. You don't know the things to avoid. Your life becomes a trial and error. You live your life based on hope and prayer and wishing that things would happen. Your struggle today is a function of knowledge. When there is knowledge deficit, there will be struggle. Today only, do you know there's a guy who made 100 million today only? How many of you know? There is somebody somewhere whose today income alone is over 100 million. He doesn't have 3 eyes. He doesn't have 4 ears. He has the same sets of things that you have. He has the same 24 hours like you. He has the same access to life like you do. But there is something else he has that you do not have currently. It's a knowledge of how to make 100 million. Now, you desire $10,000, $5,000, $20,000, $100,000 this month, but it has not yet happened. You are struggling to get it. You're struggling to do a lot of things because it has not happened yet, ladies and gentlemen. So what is most important is to realize that when there is deficit in knowledge, you will struggle at any kind of endeavor. To the students who have studied very carefully and thoroughly, who retained everything about a course of study in school, when the questions are served in the exams and he sees exactly the same question he just solved and got the correct answer, all of the questions he has done them the previous night effectively, such a student smiles. Such a student picks his biro or whatever material he's supposed to use and start to download. Why? Memory. But to a student who has not seen the question before, me, I've been in exams that I'm wondering, did they teach us this? I mean, everyone else is pulling out ruler. I'm wondering, am I in the right class? What is going on here? Because I do not have any memory of the question. I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't understand it at all. And it was exam. Why? Because I was not in class. So to that question, I was deficit in knowledge. It was a stroke. I was sweating under serious fan. And that is the challenge and the experience of a lot of people. We struggle to do something because it has not happened before in our subconscious, in our mind, in our spirit. So what is the message I'm bringing? Whatever you want, please achieve it first in your mind. Speak about your goal as if it's a past tense. Write that down. Speak about your goals, your plans, as if it's a past tense. Never talk about your goal as if it's a future tense. Speak about it as if it's a past tense. Why do we have chewing gum closing? It is because we are calling forth the things that are not as though they were. You understand that English? We are talking about something that has not happened as if it has already happened. And that shatters, what they call this thing, objections in the mind of the people we are trying to sell to. So speak about your goal as if it has already happened. I've taught you about financial thermostats. I told you about thinking about what you want, then experiencing it, feeling it like you have already experienced it. Speak as if it has already happened. Act as if it has already happened. The moment you start to do those things, what it does for you is that your reality, your physical reality, start to have some form of deja vu. So this, how many of you know what deja vu means? A feeling that something has happened before, or that you have seen something before, or that you have been somewhere before. All right. I don't, sometimes you just feel like, I knew, it's like I've seen this and this has happened before. So just that deja vu moment just comes. So you have a lot of deja vu moments that simply shows you that indeed it has happened before. We live in a very complex universe, very, very complex universe. But to those who will not struggle, to those who will find things easier to do, are those who already achieved those things in their mind, who had already lived it in their mind, who sees their goals as past tense and living life backward to relive the moment again. So create it twice. All right? Experience it afterwards. So create it first. You are not going to make $10,000 at the end of this month. You had already made $10,000. How would you act? How would you relate? How would you behave when you have made $10,000? What are the things that are supposed to change in your life? Let it be in your mind. Then ideas, positions, coincidences will begin to happen just for you. Just for you. So you'll be able to recognize all of these things. And that is what is going to build the reality you desire, the reality you have always wanted. So don't forget, when you have knowledge deficits, you struggle. The knowledge of how to achieve your goals, how to become what you want to become, is tied in your ability to have experienced it first in your mind. Your ability to have experienced it first in your mind makes it a very easy thing to do, makes it very, very easy to achieve, makes it so smooth a run for you. This is what's at the base of the secret of so many achievements that people have had. and I was in SS2. I wrote chemistry class. I mean, chemistry exam for the first time. I think I scored 98 or 95, I think, over 100. And the permanent teacher said the results could not have been possible because maybe the student teacher who took us on that course must have just passed me. So they insisted I must come and rewrite the exam at the staff room. The exam that I just only writing, something that I know everything. See that 2 mark that I missed before, that I forgot that I missed, it's the same exam. I just added it. So the second marking was now 100. How did I do that? Because I have taken the exam before. I've taken the exam before. You cannot get lost on a road you have traveled before. As a matter of fact, the road you have traveled often, you can't get lost on it. You will always find it easy to find your way. I don't know if anybody here that got lost on your way from your sitting room to your bedroom. Do you get lost? If you don't. But a stranger that's never entered your house before and he made his way to the sitting room and says he wants to go to the toilet in your bedroom and all the other doors are locked and he has to find his way. The possibility that he will open wrong doors many times before he gets to the right bathroom is very high because he has never been there. So the road to your goal, you have never been there, hence your struggle. The road to your goal, you need to have been there in your mind so that when you start to implement, when you try to do things, all right, to achieve your goal, it becomes easy. That is the key, guys. That is the key. And this is not just for money. Everything you want, you got to see yourself do it. You got to see yourself drive the car. You got to see yourself enjoy and experience what you want to achieve, what you want to become. All of those things must be a reality for you first. Must be a reality for you first. It's incredible. Yeah, I said it is incredible. How many of you have learned something? I don't want you to sleep tonight. I don't want you to sleep tonight as early as you normally would sleep. Especially those of you who are watching the recording of this. I want you to take any writing thing you can find, biro, whatever, and write down what you would like to achieve, what you would like to become. All right? When you write it down, I want you to close your eyes, distance yourself from any distraction, get a cool music if you can. If you can't, find as quiet as possible because you got to meditate. You got to unlock your ability to imagine things. Feel the tree. Release those chemical energies, those chemical compositions in your brain. Let the reaction happen. Create those moments. Create the things that are supposed to happen after you have achieved these things. And when you speak to yourself, speak in the language of past tense. I already empowered 500 families with 5 million each. That should be the language. I empowered, I did this, I did that, I did that. So that should be your language. And the more you imagine and experience these things in your mind, the easier the things to do to achieve them becomes. Remember, If a goal is financial, it is possible. Why? Because that amount of money already exists. That's not even difficult. The only challenge is connecting from where the money is kept to your pocket. That's the only challenge. And that becomes easier when your being, your person, everything about you already assumes that they own the money. They will attract it. If any of you want to go on a trip and then you give me an amount of money, say $100,000, and then you go on that trip, maybe you spend 2 years, 5 years, we didn't even talk, and you returned. And all of a sudden you remembered that you gave 100,000 to me. Please, with what kind of confidence are you going to approach me expecting 100,000? Every confidence. You're not going to be open that, hey, hope I have $100,000 with him. No, because you know. So that same way, if you know that you have achieved your goal, you've lived it in your subconscious, it builds confidence. And remember, confidence equals to wealth. The higher your confidence is, the wealthier you become, the more magnetic you turn to. And with confidence, you attract wealth. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Why I can sell a training to you and you will pay me to buy is because you see the confidence in me that can deliver to you. And you buy. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the key mighty things. I want you to leave this video right now. I want you to leave this training right now and go and work on your goals. Write them down. Imagine yourself living them. Do this day in, day out, over and over. It's not a one-off exercise. You keep on doing it until everything about you conforms to the experience of achieving that goal. Everything about you conforms to it. The more it conforms to it, the easier the process of living it in physical reality becomes. That is it. If you are not married, you want to marry, find who you want to marry and do this thing on him or her. You'll be shocked. If occurrences, events of life will start to happen, that will begin to align things. But please be careful, because we do it to somebody and the person now falls for you and then you are now not interested again. It will be trouble. They will start looking for how to smash you around. So that's on a lighter note. But guys, I want you to take this seriously. I want you to take this seriously, because this right here is what many of us need to experience the life we have always desired, the experiences we have always wanted. That is what we need. I hope you are blessed.